Broke one tackle across the 30. And pretty good field position for the Panthers. Josh Novak on the stop for Crystal Falls Forest Park. Well, we talked about sons of coaches here in this football game. Tyler Langs, the junior, learned from his dad, of course, who also played for Climax. Scott, pretty tough leader, as you would suspect, the son of a coach.
And what he really is, he has a great character guy, Freddie. What he does, he takes charge in the huddle. Coach Lang said when things start going south a little bit, he steps up, takes charge, and tells his team what needs to be done to keep it rolling. And, you know, look at the bottom line, does his chores. That's taking care of Dad's business at home, too.
Ball given off. The first man through is suspected. It's James Rustenhouse. Averages 7.5 yards a carry. Let's take a look at the offensive line. Black, by the way, is an all-stater, and he's also a member of the band. How about that? He'll be performing halftime, believe it or not. You got to love it at this level. Rustenholtz just carried the ball. Ludwig is their big guy for sure. DeMasso is their leading receiver with 6 catches this year. Second down and 5. Ball given off inside to Trevor Schwimmer, the ball carrier. Wasn't supposed to start, but getting some early calls here. On the defensive side of the football, Kosmopoulos is their leading tackler. Joe Chernak has a brother playing in this ball game. We'll be hearing both of those called quite a bit today. Surface is their leading interceptor. Ball given off, nothing happening there. Rustenholtz had nowhere to go. Wrapped up by Pat Peterson. So it'll bring up a 4th down now at the 44-yard line for Climax Scots.
And you better be careful. Right now, we talk about chasing ghosts. 2 of them were tackled who didn't even have the football. Fooled our cameraman a little bit. What you got to do is you got to follow those guards, and we'll show that a little bit, Fred. We'll start circling them and get some replays where they're going to take you to the football.
Now they're saying first down and then more. Tyler Langs on the sprint. He's going to go. Touchdown. 56 yards. 55 yards.
You're going to watch the left guard is going to pull out. He's going to take it to the football, Fred. Tyler Langs does a good job putting the ball on his hip. This is great ball faking by the quarterback. He fakes it to Ludwig up the middle, and when you're keyed as a defense to stop that fullback trap, all of a sudden the quarterback pulls it, hides on his hip. Great, you know, ball deception by Tyler Langs.
What a thrill for that young man, a junior. Again, the first ever trip. What a thrill for the dad. Kevin Lang says it's hard to keep those emotions separate, and they go for 2 and get it. Schwimmer on the grab. Trevor Schwimmer grabs the 2 points from Langs, and it's 8-0 Climax Scots. Kevin Lang says it's impossible to separate being coach and a dad, and he had the thrill of both. 8-0.
And we're going to take a look here, Fred, at the 2-point conversion. Once again, you watch Tyler Langs. I love not only he fakes the ball to the running back, but he puts it on his hip to hide it from the linebackers. He's able to, you know, slip them out into the flat, get the 2-point conversion. That's big. Not a lot of kicking goes on at the Division 8 level. You're going to see most teams are going to go for the 2-point conversion.
Tyler will now play some safety as Climax Scots has 4 two-way players. At this level, you expect to see quite a few guys who play both ways. Meanwhile, for Forest Park, they've got 5 guys who'll start at both sides of the football. Joe Chernak and brother Seth Chernak back to receive this kickoff. Tim Murray to boot it away for Climax Scots. It'll be Joe Chernak outside his 10. Got a block from his brother. Good open field tackle, though, by Brian Stradlin. And let's see how Forest Park comes out. Clay Roberts, their quarterback, a junior.
I like almost the bottom one the best, the perfectionist. That kind of incorporates the top 2. He's intellectual. He's a leader. He'll accept nothing but the best from his offense.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Forest Park at their own 25-yard line. They average almost 300 yards a game on the ground. Ball given off, the first man through. It's Ryan Nyrink, their leading ball carrier. Offensively, up front, Harrison is their biggest at 6'7", 329 pounds. How about that? As far as their skill position goes, LaChapelle, by the way, their leading ball carrier. He's not starting right now, but he comes off the bench at 24 receptions. And Nyrick averaging 6 yards a crack as a ball carrier. 2nd and 7 for Forest Park. First man through, maybe a yard. It's Nyrick. They have gotten across the 30-yard line. Let's see where they spot it at the 31. Defensively for Climax Scots, Murray is their biggest guy up front, 6'4", 240. Active group of guys up front. They play a 5-2. Linebackers include Ludwig and Rustenholtz, a couple of two-way guys. And their DBs, Schwartz and Langs, each with 4 picks. For Climax Scots. Up early on, 8-0. 3rd down and 4. To throw. Ball is caught across the 40-yard line. Brian LaChapelle. Mentioned he's their leading receiver. Now his 25th catch of the campaign.
Well, when you see number 33 in the game, Brian LaChapelle, there's a good chance he's going to get the football. Bill Santilli, the head coach, was a little concerned that he might give it away by formation, because so many times in the course of the season, when LaChapelle's in the game, they throw it to him. But if you do things well, you can tip your hand if you can execute.
So 1st and 10 now for Forest Park at the 41-yard line. Ball given off to the first man through. It's Nyrick. He'll get most of the running load today. He's a senior, 225-pounder. Rustenholtz on the stop for Climax Scots.
Look at Ryan Nyring's jersey, too. The senior leading ball carrier in your team, he doesn't get a new one. All the numbers are all faded and worn. You know, sometimes up in Crystal Falls, and the winters are long and money gets tight. I guess it doesn't go to the football program, but they don't care, because all they care right now is that they can bring home a state championship.
It's a badge of honor. Ball handed off to the fullback first through, Scott Santilli. That's the coach's son. Scott's a starter on defense. Tough kid, 5'8", 175.
Crystal Falls coming off a slugfest with Beale City up at the Superior Dome in the Upper Peninsula. To reach this far, Fred, it was a 12-8 game. Not much offense. I think Crystal only had 40-some yards at halftime. So what you're seeing right here, 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards, is pretty much their MO. They just kind of power, slug it out with you, try to control the football.
So 3rd and 3. They have to get past midfield. Man in motion, Chernak. To the air. Downfield, open man, incomplete. As Roberts overthrew Joe Chernak, the man in motion. And that'll bring up a punting situation for the Trojans.
Well, Clay Roberts would like to have that throw back. It just sailed on a little bit. I like his decision-making process. He went to the right spot. Knowing what to do and having your body execute are two different things sometimes. Clay Roberts showed, we talked about his intelligence. He showed it there. Just needs a little bit better job delivering the ball, because he did have Chernak open down the side.
Brian LaChapelle back to punt, averaging 32 yards a boot. Terry Hard, one of the deep backs for Climax Scots. Ball bounces, gets a kind bounce for Forest Park. Inside the 10. So that'll work. Pinning the Panthers back to their 7-yard line. Hey, plenty coming up tonight on the Detroit Sports Report. A promising season no more. Talking about the Lions, of course, in the aftermath of their loss yesterday. U of M looking for a split in New York City in the preseason NIT. And complete high school finals wrap up 4 championship games today. 4 more coming tomorrow. DSR tonight at 10:30 or right after the Division IV championship game here on FSN Detroit. 1st and 10, Climax Scott. They lead 8-0. Looking to add more, but they got a long way to go. Ball given off to Ludwig, the fullback. Picks up a couple of yards near the 10. Brings up 2nd down and about 8.
For people come to this game, have never seen a team that runs the wing tee or the full house tee. It can be very frustrating, Fred. It's hard following the football. It's hard. I know on Joey Abramson, our spotter right now, trying to pick out which one of the yellow shirts has the football. And we're going to work on it. We're going to teach you to watch the center and the guards because they will take you to the football in this offense. Even though it looks like it may be going to the left, if that guard is pulling to the right, the football will go there.
Lost backfield again. Ball given off to Schremer. Trevor Schremer stacked up. Could not get to the 10-yard line. As Forest Park really swarmed to the football that time. Mark Harrison there in the stop along with Joe Chernak. A lot of this offense is predicated on the teachings of Irv Sigler, the longtime successful Belding coach. And a lot of the swing tee has been permeated all over Western Michigan, if you will. And Kevin Langs has picked up a lot of it. A lot of it deceptions we've seen many times here on FS in Detroit with the teams that get here. Ball given off. Ludwig keeping his feet moving. Ball popped loose. But I think Climax Scots has it. They'll unpile him at the 11. So a gain of 1.
Sometimes extra effort can get you in trouble. And Nick Ludwig, the big fullback, he takes it. You see the dive right in the middle of the field, and he just keeps going. He gets hit once, twice, 3. But kids are coached nowadays at all levels to try to strip the ball loose. That's, I think it was Joe Chernak got in there, got his hand on it.
And now the ball is snapped on a quick kick. Back goes Seth Chernak near midfield. Just going to let it bounce. And Climax Scots will down it at the 47-yard line of Forest Park. So much better field position now for the Trojans. Ludwig actually was the guy who kicked the ball. But Forest Park was not necessarily fooled, were they, Rob?
No, they weren't. You know, they got their safety back a little bit. But right here, all 3 guys are shallow. And the ball, it's going to be a direct snap. The quarterback's going to go in motion. It's going to be a direct snap back to Ludwig. And he just takes it quickly and punts it. And what happens is by putting your quarterback in motion, he becomes the hawk and your cover guy.
So at the 47, here comes Forest Park. Second possession. Ball given off to Chernak across midfield. He's able to turn his shoulders upfield. Picks up about 5. Nick Ludwig on the stop.
A little bit different look for the Trojans that time. They've been coming out, running dive and power inside, and they went with a toss trying to get to the edge. And all good coaches, as Bill Santilli is, will try to work you kind of like on a yo-yo, Fred. They'll hit you inside, then they go outside, inside. They try to get you, get you slide in and out, and whatever they can do to get you out of your rhythm defensively, they're going to try to do.
Santilli in his 9th year has done a heck of a job at Forest Park. Roberts the handoff. Scott Santilli gets the call. Picked up maybe 3 yards to the 45 of Climax Scots. Joshua Carlson on the stop for the Panthers. Inside 4 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Division 8 championship game. So 3rd and 2 for Forest Park. Roberts the handoff. Punishing run inside by Ryan Nyrick. Gets the first down and more to the 40-yard line.
That's physics. That's 225 pounds running over about 170 pounds right here. There's not much you can do when your defensive back coming up like Terry Hand was there. There's not much what's he going to, guys, 225 pounds. He's got a head of steam. You just hit and hang on.
Is that why you always got an A in physics?
No, I had woodshop, and I had about a 2.3 coming out of high school. That's why I walked on at Grand Valley.
At least you're honest anyway. Officials timeout here. Ball at the 40-yard line.
And, I came out of high school with a 2.3, Fred, and I looked at my grades. I showed my children with my father up north. I said, Dad, how come you never, was it because I was good in sports? He goes, no, we just thought you were dumb, son.
Your dad's honest, too. That's where you get it, huh? 1st and 10 for Forest Park. The pitch. Chernak. Stacked up at about the 37-yard line, so let's give him 3. Cody Smith on the stop.
That's the 2nd time they've run that toss. We're going to get a look here. It looks like there's going to be a lot of room for Chernak. Good kick-out block. He's following up inside. But I tell you, I like the speed of the Panthers' defense. They're really flowing well side to side. That's the 2nd time they ran that play. Both times it looked like it was going to be about a 10 or 15-yard game of good pressure closing.
It's inside handoff to Chernak. Has some room across the 30-yard line, down to the 26-yard line. So a gain of about, let's call it 10. James Rustenholtz had to make the stop as a linebacker.
This is a little counter action. Chernak's going to get it coming back underneath some misdirection. The first time that we've seen the Trojans use misdirection, they've been pretty much power and toss. But a good job. Langs comes up, gets hit, but way to finish it. Terry Hand coming in. It's the second time we've seen him in on the mix.
Talked about the big and little combo. It's working right now. Second man through Santilli. Picks up maybe a yard. Rustenholtz again stood him up.
Well, you got to believe that Santilli's going to get the football a little bit, because if he doesn't, Coach Santilli won't get his walk shuffle the entire winter. So he's got to give Scott, the fullback, the ball enough just to keep him happy. Plus, when you're a fullback, you're doing all that dirty work, play in, play out, block, block, block. You got to give him a little sugar.
Second and 9.
So second and 9 coming up for the Trojans. Play action fake. Roberts throws underneath. Incomplete off the hands of Brad Anderson. But well covered over there by Tyler Langs.
And that fooled absolutely no one. And when you have a quarterback on offense, he's also a quarterback on defense. Tyler Langs, very smart. Clay Roberts trying to let the play develop, looking for Anderson. Gets knocked down by Schremer at the end. Nothing was there. And that's excellent, excellent defense by the Panthers when you're getting the ball run on you right now. And Crystal Falls is moving the ball pretty well. That they come out and play action, and your defense is still in position to make the play. That's good coaching and good defense.
Big call here, 3rd and 9 now. Roberts must be thinking about throwing again. Two-step drop, looking downfield. Throws it up, incomplete. Broken up there. Intended for LaChapelle. Jordan Schwartz defending for Climax Scots. A little bit too much air under that pass.
Brian LaChapelle, he's going to be the intended receiver. A good job, just a 3-step drop, and this is a good throw. Maybe, as you said, a little too much air, allowing the safety to close. If he throws a little bit flatter, Schwartz never gets there. And I think Clay thinks he has a big play, but at the last moment, he realizes it hung up on him. But this is 4-down territory, so he may have another shot.
In this defense, though, he had to get the ball over Langs, so that might have been part of his thinking there to put some air underneath it. Again, to the air. Roberts rolling. Has some time. Now he runs out of it. Down he goes at about the 27-yard line. Schremer got to him, and Climax Scots slams the door. Timeout on the field. 1:19 to play in the first quarter. So far, Climax Scots up 8.
The best of the Red Wings present.
Cable TV gives a world of choices to a world of people. Decide what you watch. Control what your kids see. Call your cable company or go to controlyourtv.org to learn more on how to view the right thing.
Steeped in tradition, it's the heart of every weekend, and it may be habit forming.
Love this game, love this game.
When you love it this much, nothing else matters. ESPN Sunday Night Football. Sunday nights at 8:30, all season long on ESPN.
Windows road to the finals. Up top, Climax Scots had to beat North Adams Jerome twice this year, once in the regular season. Then Waterford, Our Lady of the Lakes in overtime. They knocked them off last week, coming from behind. Meanwhile, Forest Park beat Posen, and then #1 ranked Beale City, a couple of wing T teams to get to the Dome.
And that's a team everyone thought would not only be here, Fred, when you talk about the Beale City, the Aggies, but that would probably win the Division 8 championship.
But UP Power took over. And they're electric as they're here, thrilled to try to win a championship. But so far, it's Climax Scots in the lead. Spinning ball carrier is Tim Murray, first man through. Might have gained a yard or two, but that's it. Ball at 1 at the 27. 2nd and 9 coming up for Climax Scots. Both teams are pretty deep in the running department.
It's a little bit of a no huddle here, Fred. It's a new wave. It's not like a hurry up, but the play gets sent in from the sideline. Everyone gets up to the line of scrimmage, and they get ready to go.
Langs, hands off. Rustin Holtz. Oh, actually, it's near side. Excuse me. Tyler Langs kept a great ball deception. Fooled me, that's for sure. Out at the 45-yard line.
Tyler Langs, let's watch. Sticks it in, pulls it out at the last second, and puts it on his hip. We talk about the great ball faking that Tyler Langs possesses, and he's maximizing that. If it's not for a late hit by a surface coming up, he's probably going to go the distance. So once again, good job by our camera, keeping an eye on him, because they're going to work you, Fred. They're going to give the fullback, and then he's going to pull it and try to get to the edge.
Listen, I had binoculars on Tyler, and I thought he had handed the ball off to Rustin Holtz. Instead, he carried for 18 yards, so he has 74 yards rather, and 2 carries. The 56-yard touchdown, and then that one. Ball given off for sure this time, we think. Brian scrambling. Hey, give him credit. He's a magician with a football.
He is, and I'm going to teach you to watch these guards. The left guard, Ben Bernath, pulls, and he does a little short trap just off the off-tackle hole. And if he's going to stop there, that's where the ball is going to follow. Right? I know it's hard, especially for the play-by-play guy, Fred.
Hey, I played physics too, you know. Not as well as you did, but. And that's going to finish up the first quarter. So Tyler Langs, the coach's son, leading the offense just the way Dad drew it up. Handling the football. He's already run for a score as Climax Scots leads by 8 after 1 on FSN Detroit. In a little NBA hoops with your Thanksgiving football weekend here in FSN Detroit. Pistons take on the Milwaukee Bucks tomorrow night. Coverage begins at 8:30 with the Pistons Insider. Pistons and Bucks Saturday night on FSN Detroit, where you'll see the most Pistons games all season long. Crystal Falls, Forest Park on defense here against Climax Scots as they continue to drive. Ball near midfield. It's a 2nd and 6 call now for Langs and crew. Tyler keeps it. Has an open man downfield. Caught. Brian scrambling out of bounds at the 24-yard line. So a pickup of 27 yards.
It's all about deception. The full house T offense is designed not only in the running game, but in the passing game. Carrying out the ball fakes, pulling up. And what happens is the defensive backs start believing it's going to be a run, and all of a sudden the receivers can get behind them. LaChapelle doesn't respect his assignment. And by biting up, he allows scrambling to get deep.
So the Panthers now threatening to score again and to add to their lead. Opening minute of the second quarter here in Division 8. 27 yards on that pass play. Langs keeps it. Rolls to the outside. Has the speed to the corner. Touchdown! With a couple of running TDs for Climax Scots. 56 and 24 yards.
And he's followed his left guard. Ben Bernath is going to pull, get in front of it. Never kind of gets a nice little seal in block. It gives him just enough separation, enough space to go the distance. And Tyler Langs has some quick feet now.
He is really giving him problems, though, with the way he's handling the ball.
Yeah, that's well coached. When your father's a coach, you get those bonus. You're only allowed so much time to practice during the course of the week. I guess that's college. I'm not sure about high school, but he gets all 24/7 with his dad.
So they're going for 2. Some movement up front. Langs throws. Caught for 2. Brian scrambling. So it's 16-0 Climax Scots. And Dad, or is it Coach, or is it both? Feeling pretty good right now. His team up 2 scores. 2 finale at 1 o'clock, Muskegon. Perhaps the best team in the state, if you believe USA Today rankings. They'll be taking on Orchard Lake St. Mary's. We'll have it live here on FSN Detroit. So if you're Bob Santilli, what are you telling your group now, down 16 points?
Well, Coach Santilli is telling his kids, all right, they've had a couple big plays on us. The quarterbacks hurt us. But offensively is our problem right now. We need to control the ball. It's one of his keys coming into winning is to be physical up front, control the ball. If they take this ball, drive the field, it becomes a one-score game. And that's not a big deal, but you can't go into a panic mode. You can't try to do things you don't do. But this is a pretty impressive average. When you can average 32.6 yards a carry.
So Tyler Lang's doing a heck of a job on the ground and through the air right now. He's only a junior, but showing that speed for the 2 touchdowns. So Climax got to kick it off. Forest Park could use a big play here. Seth Chernak goes to speed. Pretty good run after the 35-yard line. Brought down by Trevor Schremer, who's been pretty active in this football game so far. And there's the other Langs, who's just a freshman. That's Tyler's younger brother, who will play some time on defense in the secondary, Jordan Langs. He's actually 15 pounds heavier than big brother quarterback.
Well, he's going to be the heir apparent. Tyler, only a junior, has 1 more year. What a great learning experience, being up on the varsity, being with your dad and your brother. A lot of jobs you don't get to coach with work with your family all day.
Jordan, by the way, is their backup quarterback. Clay Roberts throwing quickly. Outman Chernak picks up a couple of yards. Ridden out pretty hard there by Jordan Schwartz.
I think the difference that I'm seeing right now is I think the Panthers are just a little bit faster in the secondary, in the skill positions on offense. That ball looked like it was going to be a good play. Chernak got it in space, but Schwartz closed very quickly. Only a 2-yard gain. When he catches it, it looks like it's going to be a huge play. The statistics right here, but right now they're not lying, because when you got 16 points, that's why they have 174 yards, or together they work pretty well. Only 34 for the Trojans. They better get it rolling quickly here.
And Langs has about half of those. Ball given off to Ryan Nyrick. Gets across the 40. So give him a gain of 3. Tim Murray popped him.
Nyrick comes through. Looks like it's going to be another good play. But look at Murray. That is form tackling at its finest, Fred. Gets his bottom side down a little bit, keeps his head up, puts his shoulder into him, and pretty much stones Nyrick right at the point of attack.
3rd and 4 for Forest Park. Clay Roberts. Ball given off inside. Chernak. First down and then some across midfield. Good burst by Joe Chernak, who's been so far their best running threat in this game. Gets out to the 40, so a gain of 19. Nick Ludwig finally knocked him out of bounds.
Well, this is the play they've had success with. That's going to be the counter. Chernak is over here. He's going to get the ball coming back away from the flow of the play. And any time you can get the defense flowing one way and hit him back with the ball the other way, you got a chance for a big play. And Chernak's showing some good speed getting to the edge.
So that breathes some life into the offense for Forest Park. They trail by 16. The pitch this time to Chernak. Turns the corner, gets a block. Gets across the 30, ridden down, but a gain of 11 more before Schwartz wrestled him down.
And this is just kind of like the old Packer power sweep. They pull the left guard, kick out with the fullback, and Chernak does the rest. A great lead block. Nyrick not only runs the ball well, but he had a great kick-out block. You got a 225-pound back, he can do a lot of things for you.
You think that Climax Scots is keyed on Nyrick and maybe not as much on Chernak?
I got to believe so. I think stopping Nyrick and Coach Langs kind of indicated in the conversation we had that was the key to their defense. But right now, Chernak's the one that's hurting them.
Now the other side on the pitch. Nice little move inside. Joe Chernak really feeling it. Gets across the 25-yard line, and he's got a rhythm going.
Yeah, you got to love this. When your quarterback gets out in front of the play, he's your lead blocker. That's what you like to see. Clay Roberts, threw a couple passes they'd like to have back. He's going to do everything he can. And pretty good numbers by Joe Chernak this season.
The only thing slowing down Joe Chernak right now is the shoe. Has to come off to replace it. But a gain of 7 more. So he's at 37 yards and 3 carries. 2nd and 3 for Crystal Falls Forest Park. Ball given off to Nyrick. Tripped up, otherwise he might have picked up some better yardage. Ludwig on the stop along with Scramlin.
But we referred earlier, Fred, how you want to get the team in and out to the perimeter, thinking wide, and then you come back, hit them inside. Well, you run the toss 2 times in a row for good yardage. Then you can run the fullback dive or the power right back inside and pick up some yards. You have to keep teams honest.
So Chernak returns with both shoes. 1st and 10 for Forest Park. By far their best movement of the football. Ball given off inside Chernak. Not much happening that time as Langs made the stop. Picked up a couple of yards to the 16.
Just a little quick hitting trap inside the Chernak. They use him, I would say, primarily more in the edge trap. We've seen him run the toss quite a bit, getting it. He does a nice job of using his blockers, but that time they tried to pop him, use his quickness to get into a seam inside and make something big happen. But the Panthers are right there. Ryan scrambling. We got to keep an eye on him. Coach Langs just loves this guy, number 22. He says he's a little bit left of center as far as his personality goes, but he has a motor that won't quit.
Ball given off inside. Tough, hard running that time as a bunch of yellow shirts all over Chernak. You saw Joe's average per carry in this game, 7.5. During the season, almost 9 yards a pop. So he's legit. Schremer and Ludwig on the stop.
Once again, it's the same play they ran the time before, the inside trap, but nothing was there. So good job by the...
So 2nd, 3rd down call coming up now for Forest Park. Chernak picked up a 1st down on the previous one. Ticking clock toward halftime. Pitch. Chernak cuts it inside, has room. 1st down and more, down near the 5-yard line. He's really picking up some speed. Scrambling on the stop.
Sorry, this is the play they've had success. They're going to get it outside. They're going to toss. We're going to get a lead, and I think we're going to pull the backside guard, and he's going to get on front. He's going to turn it up. Look at that. He turns up. Boom, boom. That is a well-executed play. When your guard, when he pulls and he can get north and south, you're going to get yardage. Climax has to do a better job of getting at the point and stopping it before it gets north and south.
Joe Chernak, 48 yards rushing on this drive, which has reached the 6. Pitch again to Joe. Cuts it back up. Touchdown! Clay Roberts, the quarterback, threw a big block, and the Yoopers are loving it. Back in this football game.
I love that, Fred. You called it. Quarterback. They've been running the toss, and he's going to be the lead blocker. You watch, after he pitches the ball, he's going to get ahead of the play, and at the goal line, he makes the final block. I tell you, it's not a soft hit either. Clay Roberts, you know, sometimes if the arm's not getting it done for you, there's other ways to be a successful quarterback. No, that's a new one.
So you don't think Hipple and Danielson threw a lot of blocks for you?
Hipple did. I don't believe Scoop Gary would have thrown too many blocks.
Forest Park going for 2 here. Timeout, though, for Climax Scots. So things are not going quite as easily for Climax Scots right now. Not that they thought it would, that's for sure. We await the 2-point conversion after this break.
Every day you read another story about factories leaving Michigan, but not wall-side windows. Our factory is right here in Taylor, Michigan. We've been here for over 60 years. We're here to stay.
If you've been thinking about new windows, now's the perfect time with Wallside Plus. No down payment, no payments, and no interest for 1 year.
We can do that. We are the factory.
Wallside, 1-800-521-7800.
What makes Bell Tire people happy?
Great relationships.
I know about a lot of things, but tires and auto service, I've had experiences that really turned me off. But a friend turned me on to Bell Tire. They're friendly, helpful, and more than just tires.
I also bring my car here for service, and they do a great job. They make me feel comfortable, and I love out-the-door pricing. I always get a good deal, no hidden extras.
Trust me, we'll make you happy you came in.
That's a promise. Bell Tire.
Well, we can not only hear the Trojans, but see them as they've marched down the field. A 65-yard drive.
And that's a character drive by Cristo coming out here. I love that it's a quarterback. Here's a toss. And what happens, Fred, it gives you numbers. That's somebody defensively that you don't account for is a quarterback getting in front. Because you have the fullback on the kick out. You got the quarterback coming up, kicking out. And it just gives you another body. You're pulling a guard who seals in, and it's a well-designed play. You don't see it at the higher levels for a few reasons. One is you don't want to get your quarterback hurt because they throw so much. Crystal doesn't throw the ball a lot. So pretty much Clay Roberts orchestrates the offense, and it's a great weapon for Coach Bill Santilli to utilize, and it's pretty creative coaching.
How about Chernak, though? 54 of the 65 yards on the ground. Man in motion. Roberts taking his time. Pitch to Chernak. Nice cut up. 2 points. On those toss sweeps, he's just really showing great vision.
Great vision and great patience, letting his blockers get outside. He doesn't panic. He doesn't rush anything. Let's watch Chernak. When he gets a toss, the kick-out block by Nyrink, and there's Clay Roberts, the quarterback, with a seal block again.
So the senior picks up touchdown number 16 on the year, tacks on the 2. And a 16-8 ball game. Bill Santilli feeling a little bit better about things right now. He was on the last championship team, by the way. He scored 4 touchdowns as Forest Park won the championship.
And he's the one. And he's the one. And he's the one, Fred, that really ties Crystal's present to the past. He never wants to get rid of it. He's a true firm believer, and history plays a role in what goes on today.
There are also 2 other sons of teammates of Bill's that are also on this championship team. So indeed a link to the past. And this goes back to, yes, it's in color, not black and white, but there's Santilli. 4 touchdowns as he led Crystal Falls Forest Park to the state championship. Doesn't look that much different, huh? Bill Santilli.
Looks like part of the mamas and the papas.
And now he gets to coach his son.
He looks pretty much the same. He's got a little more gray in the mustache. That's about it. The hair is just as long.
Healthy lifestyle up there in the UP. Tyler Langs fields the kickoff. Stays on his feet. Again! A foot race. Nice cut up as Chernak caught him at the 40-yard line. I thought he might keep going down the sideline, but I guess he figured he would run out of the angle.
Well, he's been a one-man wrecking crew, Tyler Langs, the entire morning here. This play looks like it's dissolved, nothing's left. It fills it out, but he keeps looking, and he has quick feet. I don't know how fast he is, you know, say in a 40-yard dash, but look at his feet, how quick he starts, stops, has good vision, gets to the outside.
Yeah, great call.
They better start doing something to account for the quarterback. As soon as they do that, keep an eye on number 44. Nick Ludwig could hurt you.
Ball given off to Smith. Cody Smith, the ball carrier, his first carry. You hear the popping all the way up here of shoulder pads. And there's a man down for Climax Scots. Holding a knee. Looks like Clifford Sturm, I believe. Or is it 74?
No, I think you're right, Fred. I think it is number 70.
Yeah,
Clifford Strum. He's got to, you know, it's a tough break, but you know, getting back to the game a little bit and the play that happened, we were talking about Tyler Langs accounting for him. But as soon as you start spending too much emphasis, 44 could hurt you. Getting a look, he's right here. Yeah, he gets bent back a little bit, Fred. Hopefully, maybe it's just a hyperextension. Another look here.
There he goes down. And he's up on his feet, Clifford Sturm. 5'10", 200-pound junior. Trying to put some weight on it. He's their starting center. So in comes Michael Myers. They have a Mike Meyer and a Michael Myers up front.
Let's see what Kevin Langs has done so far this morning. Good speed, but more importantly, what this quarterback possesses, besides a nice arm there finding scrambling down the sidelines, is vision and ball faking capabilities. He really does a nice job in the backfield, and that's what you want when you run an offense like this with so much misdirection, so much crossing action in the backfield, and then the quarterback 1, 2, 3 fakes sometimes and coming out of the crowd. If you can be deceptive with the ball, you can be successful. We saw that at Ford Field yesterday with Peyton Manning. You know, you look at Peyton Manning with Indianapolis Colts, a great ball faker in the play action game. It sets everything up downfield. And, you know, 3 rushes, 98 yards, 2 TDs. He could quit today and be in the Michigan High School Hall of Fame, I think, with that game.
2nd and 6. Coming up for Climax Scots. They lead it 16-8. A little more than 6 minutes to play in this second quarter. Ball given off to the fullback, Ludwig. Punishing run for a couple of yards at least. Maybe even 3 to the 34. Now we have another player down. Nick McCarthy. At least he's sitting, but extending that right leg. Well, Kevin Lang's leading Climax Scots to their first ever trip to the Pontiac Silverdome, first in school history, and he's pretty thrilled to be here.
Yeah, it's a dream come true. I mean, sometimes it's been so busy this week that I'm not sure reality set into the bus, pulled in that tunnel, and we said, hey, boys, here we are, we're at the Dome. So it's been exciting, a whirlwind, kind of fast, but we've enjoyed it.
The two towns, Climax and Scots in West Michigan, about 7 miles apart. Again, I'd mentioned earlier, they dropped football in 1997, and now they're back big time. Ball carrier keeping the feet moving. Ryan scrambling to the 25-yard line, so a gain of 9. You almost couldn't get any more opposite than these two schools are in terms of location. A team in the West UP and a team from West Michigan.
We're going to get a look here, Fred. You're going to see the left guard's going to take it. It's a short trap. But who I want you to watch Langs after the play. He runs right down the side, keeps going, and he goes out of our vision. The ball's tackled. He's still going down the sidelines, carrying out the ball fake 15, 20 yards down the field. And back when I had a short stint as a coach, we told our kids, I don't care where that quarterback is, if he has the ball or not. If he's pretending he does, you light him up. And Crystal's not doing that right now.
So a timeout on the field at the 25-yard line. Crystal Falls Forest Park lost their first game of the year. They play in a league that includes a couple teams from Wisconsin. And that was really the turning point of the season in the mind of Bill Santilli. They lost to Washburn, but they're also thrilled to be here.
I think we're dealing with it in an excitable way. It's a sense of pride that we got here. It's a sense of accomplishment. I think everybody that plays football in the state of Michigan, when you have a team, has a goal to get to the state finals and win it. But to get there is such a difficult road. Only 2 teams get here and only 1 wins in that particular class. So we're just happy to have that chance.
That's all you can ask. We showed you the graphic earlier on the road to the finals. They beat Beale City, which really was an upset. Bill said it's the best football game they played all year. Beating Posen was very difficult. That was a highly ranked team all season long. They just kept getting better and better. And now they're here with a chance to do something that Bill's team did as a player. But some 28 years ago, that's how long it has been since Forest Park has won a championship. This is their 8th trip to the Dome. But a dry spell, too long of a dry spell on their minds. But standing in the way, the gang in gold right now doing a job as they lead at 16-8. Climax Scots does. Tyler Langs keeps it, following Smith through the hole. Picks up a couple of yards, maybe 3. Ryan Fabi on the stop for Forest Park.
That's the first time. That was just like a quarterback power. No one pulled. All the guards, everyone just fired straight ahead. All the backs, he faked all the backs, and he just got behind them. And it's really just a power play off tackle to the left. Pretty well defensed by Crystal Falls. It's not the power right now of the Panthers that's hurting Crystal. It's the deception and the speed to the edge that's got him wheeling.
2nd and 8. Langs gives off to Smith. He drew a crowd, didn't he? But even, and you mentioned before, Rob, even when the guys don't get the football, they carry out their fakes. Lang came all the way to the sideline, scrambling, went all the way to the end zone, even though Cody Smith got the football.
But look at here. This is going here. You got to follow that guy. The guard's going to take it to the ball. Cody Smith has it. What you don't get to see is what you were talking about, Fred, is Tyler Langs scrambling. The other backs are 20 yards down the field, still running like they have the football. That's called chasing ghosts. The problem is sometimes you're chasing the ones without the ball.
Well, they want to be Ghostbusters right now. Here comes Lang. Popped off one hit, and then a swarm of black shirts. A loss of about 3. Dan Surface, the first to get him.
If you're Crystal Falls, you have to believe your reads. You have to believe your technique, your assignment. So that means when you're playing a full house tee, you got to follow the guard. And they will take you to the football. That time it's Ben Burnett, the left guard. He's going to pull right here. There's such a quagmire and there's a hard time seeing. But the linebacker sees him pull short. The linebacker has to step right up into that hole, create a pile, because that's where the ball is designed to go. Now, if it bounces outside, then obviously your safety has to come up and clean things up.
Lang's in the ball fake. Play action. Runs out of room. Down he goes at the 27-yard line. Joe Chernak, a part of that sack.
And Brian LaChapelle, part of that sack in a different way. He was a defensive back who saw and recognized it was going to be a play-action boot, and he stayed with 22 scrambling down the field. This is a play that he got beat on earlier in the game. You know, fool me once, that's on me. On you, fool me twice, it's on me. And that time LaChapelle wasn't biting, and Chernak did a good job of staying home, not allowing Langs to get to the edge.
So a loss of 5 on the sack, giving Crystal Falls Forest Park the football as they put up the major stop sign here. Now they're a touchdown away and a 2-point conversion from time. Plenty of time. Clay Roberts barking out the signals. The pitch to Chernak. High step into the 30-yard line. He lost the football, though, but I think he may have been down first. Let's see what the officials say. They're saying that Chernak was down.
Well, I'm not sure he was on the ground, but the officials, remember, this is high school football. They can blow the whistle. He doesn't necessarily have to be down. They don't want people piling on with a chance of injuring something. So you're going to get quicker whistles than you will at the other levels, and people need to realize that. And I really think that was the proper call by the official. He's not on the ground. He has his back turned, but his momentum is going to be stopped. He's going to get turned backwards. He is stopped. The ball, he's down. He's not going anywhere. Then the ball gets pulled out late. That is the proper call.
Rustin Holtz recovered, but after the whistle.
Once again, you see Clay Roberts leading the ball. That's not the fumble there. Schwartz pulls it out.
Roberts, 2-step drop, throws underneath. Caught near the 40-yard line. LaChapelle on the reception for Forest Park, and they're moving the chains. 2:21 to play in the half. Gain of 11.
They're going to give a big cushion to LaChapelle out there. Bill Santilli and his staff believe that they're going to be able to make some plays. LaChapelle, a good-sized receiver. You know, he's a 6'3", 197 pounds. He's got tight end size at the split end position. That's a good matchup that Crystal Falls is going to try to exploit throughout the morning.
And Brian's only a sophomore, but he leads the team with 3 touchdown grabs. 1st and 10 for Forest Park at the 41. Inside hand, a fumble. Recovered by Climax Scots. James Russenholz got this one, and it's going to count. So Russenholz, 2 fumbles, and this is legit.
This is going to be a little inside trap once again to Chernak. And I'm trying to get, it's hard to see. Someone looked like got an arm in her, punched it loose.
I think it was Ludwig.
Could have been Ludwig. You're right. Great call, Fred. Way to pick that up. Ludwig, the linebacker. You probably had some help from your friend back there, Joey. He's on top of it. But Ludwig stretched out, punched it out. And the problem with that is Chernak was actually by him. So you think you're in the clear. Ludwig reaches ahead and punches it out.
So at the 45-yard line. Ball given off. Actually held on, or given off to Ludwig at the 45. So no gain on the play.
But you have to keep coming back. I didn't mean to cut you, but you have to keep coming back to that play. You have to run the fullback trap to keep the defense honest. Because if they keep starting to stretch to the edge to take care of that quarterback boot and the keep and the outside play, sooner or later that's going to pop if those linebackers start cheating wide.
2nd and 10 now at the 45-yard line. Under 2 minutes to play until halftime. Ball given off to Smith. Gets 5 to the 40. Clock continues to turn. First turnover of the ball game on the fumble. So it's been a pretty darn well played first half here. Well, spotted at the 41 after a pickup of 4.
Almost looks like that the Panthers are fairly content right now. Not much of a hurry-up offense with approaching 1 minute. They don't seem to be too much of a hurry. I think this play right here will be the indicator if they're going to start trying to push it, if they pick up a first down.
Ball given off to Rustenholtz. Gets across the 40 down to the 37-yard line. A pickup of 4 more. Climax Scots has 4 two-way starters. Rustenholtz is a pretty good, busy guy. Also is the kicker. Coming up at halftime, John Keating went up to Crystal Falls Forest Park. We mic'd Bill Santilli in the semifinal game with Beale City. You're going to love this feature. How about John Keating out of the basement into the UP? Tyler Langs on the ball carry, but tripped up, nowhere to go, as Dan Surface made the neat tackle.
Tyler Langs coming a little bit short. Kevin Lang's the head coach. I think he's content right now. He's got a 16-8 lead. His team's played pretty well in the first half. Didn't want to turn the ball over, just played very conservative on that last series.
Something didn't go right with that play call. Kevin Langs letting Rustenholtz know about it.
And Kevin Langs, I had a chance to talk with Coach Langs and Coach Santilli prior to the game. And not only did I get to talk to them, I had a chance to watch them converse with each other. They gave each other a hug, very excited to be here. A lot of mutual respect by both coaches.
So Crystal Falls Forest Park at the 36, just 17 seconds to go. Roberts to throw, looking downfield for Chernak. Comes underneath and grabs it at the 49-yard line. 11 seconds to go in the half.
Coach Bill Santilli, the antithesis right now to Coach Langs, comes out on his own 30 with only 20-some seconds. He lets Clay Roberts step back and wheel it down the field. Nice little short corner route by Joe Chernak, and what a wonderful catch. Laying out, stretching, getting his hands on it. They still probably have I'm thinking 11 seconds, probably time for 2 plays if they can get the first down here, but you really need to probably pick up 15 or so, Fred, to give you a chance to throw one into the end zone.
But how well played has this half been? No flags, 1 turnover so far.
Well, the officials, that's why you get them here. They're the best. They let the kids play. They come out here. They have a good control of the game. The team to only 1 turnover in the last series. Some good offense, some good defense. A really enjoyable game. One of the better Division VIII games I've seen in a while. 2 well-coached football teams.
Combined, they're 25-1. You see the enrollment of the 2 schools. Now, I looked it up. If you traveled from Climax, Michigan to Crystal Falls, it's 550 miles. But if you go through Illinois and Wisconsin, it's 50 miles shorter. It's true.
That's great. I love that.
Don't you love MapQuest?
Oh, I love the fact that Crystal Falls is, you know, you're pushing International Falls, Minnesota when you get up there. You start heading west in the UP, but they're happy to be here. Nice following for coming that far, and the Panthers from Climax Scots, also a good crowd.
Well, here's the other thing, as you know, having grown up in the UP, Crystal Falls Forest Park is actually in the central time zone, so their body clocks, they started this game at 9 o'clock this morning.
I also know that half their kids have beards. I know that has to do, if the air is something with the air up there, they go through puberty quicker, but they all look like men in the locker room.
At the 49, Roberts, play action, throws it up for grabs. Chernak couldn't get the jump ball, and it's broken up there. Rustenholtz got a piece of it. So did Jordan Schwartz. And 4 seconds remain on the first half clock.
And Clay Roberts dropping back, and let's keep an eye on this right here, the nose man scrambling. Not a very big guy, but look at the quickness. Able to beat 2 blockers, gets in the face of the quarterback. Clay Roberts does a pretty good job of just throwing it up, but Clay says, you know what, Coach, we're going to do this. I might have you come back and throw it next time, because I didn't get hit. I got hit not as bad as that when I was lead blocker the whole first half.
Or let Coach Bill run it. We saw what he did in the 75 championship game. Clay Roberts the handoff, and that's going to finish off as Joe Chernak is brought down right away. A very well-played first half in the Division VIII championship game. Crowds on both sides giving their teams a standing ovation as they head to the locker room. Just 1 touchdown separating Climax Scots from Crystal Falls Forest Park.
A little bit different scenario played out in the first half, Fred, than what we thought.
Climax Scots again in their first ever trip to the Pontiac Silverdome. Both towns of Climax and Scots thrilled to be here. In fact, they didn't even want to leave the field after their overtime victory at Grass Lake last Saturday when they beat Waterford Our Lady of the Lakes in a comeback overtime victory. Kevin Lang's phone has been ringing off the hook all week long. He's also the athletic director. Their girls basketball season for the Panthers. And here we go, the second half kickoff. Seth Chernak back to field it inside his 20. Tries to make something out of nothing and does a pretty good job of it, getting it across the 20-yard line, where the Trojans will put it into play, trailing 16-8.
You know, Seth Chernak struggled with that kick a little bit, and they really shouldn't, because Crystal Falls, I know they play at least one, but I usually during the course of the year, a couple, 3 games at the Superior Dome, which has artificial surface. So they are used to playing on a surface like this, and that ball fools Seth a little bit and forces the Trojans to start deep in their own end.
But it's different also breathing this warmer air. They're, of course, no, seriously, Coach Santilli talked about that. Fumble on the first exchange of the half, and Climax Scott says we have it. They do. So a huge turnover as Murray recovered for Climax Scots.
We're going to look at it right here. That's Nyrink, good hit inside, and that's Brian Scramlin, the nose guard, number 22, puts his helmet right on the ball. Nyrink trying to get through the line. Scramlin, you know, talking to Coach Langs, he couldn't say enough with this young man. He said, you got to watch him on kickoffs. You watch him at the nose. He's so quick. He gets in the gaps. He gives people fits. And he's just nonstop from beginning of practice to the end, and you see the same type of effort in each and every game.
So a critical mistake or an opportunistic defensive play, depending on your point of view. Ball given off to Schremer all the way down near the 10-yard line. Trevor.
I mean, I either have the best hand or the worst hand, and when I get that feeling, I always go with it, and I haven't lost a hand since then. I was in sales and advertising before I started playing poker and hated every minute of it. I love poker. I feel I have a natural ability for it.
Yes!
My name is Arnold Spee, and I'm a professional poker player.
A little bit. He's going to walk.
In the third quarter this season, shutting out opponents. That's a remarkable stat.
Well, but what's really impressive is you got to believe
with scoring that many points in the first half, that's a lot of subs playing too in the third and fourth quarter. So some depth shown by the Panthers.
That says some pretty good coaching, doesn't it?
Yep, it does. That's why they're here.
1st and 10 outside the 10. They can pick up a first down. Tyler Langs keeps it. Pump fakes. Then runs out of room. Ridden out of bounds near the line of scrimmage. Forest Park doing a little bit better job right now reading Langs, I think. Anderson on the stop.
Nice job by Brad Anderson, the linebacker. Coach Santilli said we'd see a lot of him today. When you look for the football, you'll find number 80. But look at the coverage down the field. There was nothing there, nowhere for quarterback Langs to throw the football. He did the right thing, just got out of bounds last minute. He was going to try to just throw it away. So good play on both parts. Even though they lose a yard, he doesn't turn the ball over. He makes it, you know, a good decision as a quarterback.
Brad, one of those two-way guys for Forest Park. Ball handed off inside, maybe a yard for Rustenholtz. Maybe a couple. See where they spot it. Going to put it at the 9, so a pickup of 2 for Rustenholtz, who also has a fumble recovery to his credit. He's a junior, 5'9", 180.
Forest Park, if you take the 2 long runs away that Lang was able to put up in the first half, they've done a pretty good job defensively. You know, over half their yardage came on those 2 plays. They've gotten better at slowing down this quarterback and this offense. Let's see if they can finish the deal here.
Langs keeps it. Breaks a tackle, throws the end zone. Off the hands of Murray. Defending pretty well there, though, was Dan Surface.
Tyler Langs is an athlete. There's no question about it. This quarterback should have been down dead to rights in the backfield. Good penetration that time by Scott Santilli. He's still able to get the ball off, and that's a well-thrown football with pressure in his face. I like this kid. He's got another year. There's a good chance, and they're a pretty young team yet. There's a good chance we could see this team back here at the Dome.
Now Tyler Saholder for Rustenholz for the field goal try. A 25-yard boot is good. So they cash in the fumble and make 3 out of it. 19-8. Climax Scots takes a big lead.
Championship, more state championship thrills, I should say, with exclusive
Coverage of the MHSA girls basketball finale from Breslin Center in East Lansing. Our wall-to-wall coverage begins next Saturday at 11 a.m. only on FSN Detroit as the ladies take over. So Climax Scots leading 19-8 here off the Rustenholz field goal. Now, I mentioned before about Crystal Falls Forest Park. Up in the UP, it's a little bit colder, and Coach Santilli was concerned about coming into the Dome where it's a little chilly, but still breathing that warm air, and concerned about fatigue setting in.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of teams. I remember years ago, Imlay City was here, and they actually faced Kingsford. But that year, Kingsford played like 3 games in the Silver Dome, or in the Superior Dome up north. So they were much climate ready. Then Imlay City came, and their kids got gas sucking in the warm air.
So here comes the boot. Fielded on the far sideline by Seth Turnak. Made one cut, but then ran out of room near the 30-yard line.
That's the way to come to the ball. Guys to the ball. 11 guys to the ball.
Here, 11 guys to the ball. They want that constant swarming, and they're getting it so far. Climax Scots, a team that had 6 shutouts during the season coming into the Dome. Meanwhile, Crystal Falls Forest Park blanked 3 opponents. So 1st and 10 for Forest Park at their own 30. Clay Roberts brings them out again. Ball given off to Nyrink. Nowhere to go. Ludwig on the stop, along with Cody Smith and Murray.
Cody Smith has been doing an outstanding job along with Ludwig today. You're going to look, they're going to get penetration into the backfield. Cody Smith coming down from his defensive tackle position, Ludwig coming from the inside backer position together. They were able to stop that play really before it got going, Fred. To Nyring's defense, any running back at least needs a step or 2 heading north and south if they're expected to get any work done at all.
2nd and 10. Nyring, by the way, only 19 yards so far as Chernak gets the carry, and he is popped hard by 3 yellow jerseys. May have gotten a yard. Ludwig and Rustenholz met him. The 2 starting linebackers.
Could you hear it up here?
Sure could feel it. A gain of 1.
You're going to get a look. This play, this is the little reverse counter they ran in the first half with some success coming back. Actually, this was the play prior to that where there was a gang tackle, but on the last play, Fred, you could hear it up here when Nick Ludwig came over the top and really cleaned things up. So this is going to put Crystal Falls in a situation they're not comfortable with. Coach Santilli said, we'll throw if we have to. We prefer not to. But his favorite target's been Brian LaChapelle, but I don't see him in the game right now.
Passing down, Clay Roberts. Play action, runs out of room, down he goes, gets rid of it. If it's a live football, it's intercepted. No, they're saying incomplete. Trevor Schremer got to him, and Roberts dangerously flipped it away.
And Brian Scramlin almost gets an interception here. Roberts, with Schremer coming from the weak side, gets him, and as he's falling down, he just throws it up. And watch Scramlin, number 22. He gets it on the short hop, showing some baseball skills and some acting skills, like he actually had the ball. Although I think he may have thought it was a fumble, not necessarily an interception.
LaChapelle to punt it. Back deep is Tyler Langs, the quarterback, and a dangerous runner. Fields it inside his 40. Needs a block, gets it, and then spins his way to midfield, where Clay Roberts, his counterpart on the other side, the quarterback, made the tackle. So a meeting of the QBs near midfield.
Tyler Langs is going to get a little, as you said, present from his counterpart, Clay Roberts, coming in. And when you're a quarterback and you have limited personnel on a Division 8 team, not only you have to sometimes play offense and defense, you're running special teams. Clay Roberts showing that he's a good athlete, getting down the field and tripping up Tyler Langs. But after that all being said and done, Fred, good field position for the Panthers starting at midfield.
First and 10 at the 50. Ball given off, or actually held by Langs towards the corner. Boy, he is really deceptive. Ball at the 45-yard line. Seth Chernak on the stop. So it brings up 2nd and 6, a gain of 4. Second down call now for Langs. Tyler hands it off to his fullback, Schremer. And Trevor gets maybe a yard.
Now, this is critical right now, Fred. It's when you're Crystal Falls, you want to stay in this game. That field goal was tough against you. Now it puts you down 2 scores. You allow a touchdown here and a conversion. At this level, when you can't throw the ball, this field seems like it's about 500 yards long instead of 100 yards long. It puts a lot of pressure. Right now, the Crystal Falls defense has got to come up with a big play, either force a punt or a turnover in this situation.
So does Langs throw it, needing 5 yards. Full house backfield and some movement up front. We have our first penalty in the neutral zone. The nose tackle, Nick McCarthy, got caught.
Good ball. Hey, will that give us the first down?
Dead ball, offside.
And it should be a first down. They'll mark it at the 40.
And that is a great job, not only by Tyler Langs, the quarterback, with the hard count, but the offensive lineman. When you've been going on one pretty much the entire afternoon, and you tell your team, hey, it's 3rd down and 5, we're going to try to draw them off, you have to hold it. It takes a lot of discipline.
3rd and about a half a yard for the Gold Shirts. Ball given off, first man through. Ludwig tripped up, but he gets the first down easily. First of 8 state championships to be crowned here in FSN Detroit. Division 8 will be followed at 1 p.m. Division 2, Muskegon, Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Matt Shepard, John Keating ready to do plenty of play-by-play duty this weekend.
Yeah, Johnny Wangler, Stanley Edwards, also doing some color work.
Yep, Rob Rubik, you'll be back, right?
Yeah, I'll be back. I'll do 2 today, 2 tomorrow. Sleep on Sunday.
This is great stuff. And a heck of a football game we have to start it off. Ball given off, first man through. There's Nick Ludwig. Picks up about 3 to the 35.
You kind of sense you're starting to call his name a little bit more now, Nick Ludwig. We didn't see as much in the first half. They really tried to stretch the Crystal Falls defense. But in the second half, you're getting a heavy dose of number 44. It's just a short trap inside, kind of like belly trap they call it. And by doing so, you're going to control the ball. He's a sure-handed guy, and you're not going to get negative plays. You know you're going to be trying to move the chains forward.
Climax Scots had really no football history to call upon when Kevin Langs took over. Over 27 years, they had lost 73% of their games. And now they are here at the Dome in the 6th year of Kevin Langs at the helm.
You just wonder what a coach can do to infuse that type of enthusiasm and interest in your football program in a small community like that.
Ball given off again, the first man through. It's Rustin Holtz keeping his legs moving. He's trying to get to the corner. If he does, no, he's brought down at about the 2-yard line. Clay Roberts had to chase him down, but Rustin Holtz, a 32-yard burst.
Another one of the plays by the Panthers that looks like it's dead in the water. Rustin Holtz is just going to go right up the middle, and he's going to look like he stopped. There's once, he bounces off his own man. There's twice, there's 3, and then he shows some good speed. If not for the quarterback / defensive back, Clay Roberts, he's going to take this into the end zone. What a great effort put forth by Rustin Holtz, not giving up on the play at any time.
He was thinking about his 11th touchdown of the season, but stopped just shy. And he'll get a breather. He's done a little bit of everything today. He's recovered a fumble as well. Ball given off to Terry Hard, his first carry. Nothing much happening there.
Brett Anderson did a great job from his linebacker position, reading the off guard. As the off guard pulled towards him, he just stepped up and filled and created a pile, thus negating any chance of positive yardage for the Panthers.
So 2nd and goal now for Climax Scots.
They haven't gone to the edge much here, Fred. They've been hitting between the tackles a lot.
Langs keeps it. Tries to lunge forward for at least a few inches anyway. Dan Surface had him wrapped up.
I got to believe I'm Kevin Langs right now. I want to get my quarterback and my son some space, get him to the edge. They tried here, but a good job by Joe Chernak turning everything back up inside. But right now on this play, you're on the right hash. I roll my quarterback to the left and give him a little run pass option, maybe leak the fullback in the flat tight end on the corner here.
Crystal Falls Forest Park a little bigger up front defensively than Climax Scots is on the O-line. It's paying off. Ball given to Ludwig. Surges in for the touchdown. Nick Ludwig. So they get it on 3rd down. And the Panthers add 6 more.
Well, when in doubt, give it to your horse, and that's number 44, Nick Ludwig. That little belly trap inside where he starts to the right, then he just kind of rolls it back to left and gets behind the pulling guard's block. Nice job. You know, he's the one that led him in touchdowns coming here. We saw a lot of the Tyler Lang show in the first half, but we're seeing more of the Nick Ludwig show in the second.
And you would suspect that. A ball carrier who had over 1,400 yards this season. They again will go for 2. Langs on the rollout. Flips it. Hot for 2. Nick Ludwig. So he gets all 8 points himself. And now Climax Scots takes a 27-8 lead, but Crystal Falls Forest Park will be heard from.
Every day you read another story about factories leaving Michigan, but not wall-side windows. Our factory is right here in Taylor, Michigan.
Moore just scored a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. This is
a young football team. Maybe not many expected them to be here, but the guys love it.
It's a dream come true to me. I mean, just playing the Dome, you know, where all the NFL players have played, and playing for a state championship is something special, I think.
Indeed, you can imagine the thrill for these young men from Southwest Michigan and the Kalamazoo area. I showed you earlier 2 guys playing in the band at halftime. A school of just over 200 students. In fact, the school district is so small, 7th and 8th graders are also in the same building. But both communities, Climax and Scots, 7 miles apart from each other, just pinching themselves, getting to Pontiac, and now a little more than a quarter away from possibly winning a state championship.
Well, you know you're small when you're hyphenated. You know, when you got to combine 2 or 3 towns to make up a high school.
Short kickoff. Chernak trying to chase it down, and does, at least just to keep the kickoff alive. Jordan Langs there to meet him for Climax Scots. That's the freshman, the backup quarterback, and the brother of the starting quarterback.
They've had problems the entire day with the kickoffs on the surface, getting away, and Chernak actually does a nice job of getting that, securing it before it could be a turnover. But now Crystal Falls is in a situation they don't want to be in, where they're pretty much forced to go away from what they do, because they really need 3 scores right now, Fred, and you just can't run 3-4 yards up and down the field because there's not enough time left in this game, so they're going to have to open it up.
Clay Roberts, the quarterback, the pitch to Chernak. Most successful play of the ballgame for them, and it continues to be so as Joe gets across the 30 for a 10-yard gain where Langs and Ludwig brought him down.
Once again, this is the toss we've seen. Clay Roberts is going to get out in front. Nyrick. Also, they pull Bob Bossum, getting Bob out in front. So a good job. I really like the design of that play, as long as you don't get your quarterback hurt doing it, because it gives you numbers at the point.
Have a timeout on the field. We may have a measurement here. And just short of the first down. You know, you mentioned Brian Scramlin earlier, showing great thespian ability when he tried to make that interception count. He's also in the senior class play. In fact, had to miss practice time. He played the role of Jocko in the school play, and coach let him out of practice early the week of the opener when they were in district play so he could play in the class play. So you got to be a jack of all trades.
You got to be versatile.
Ball to 31. Pass is caught across the 35-yard line and fumbled, but after the whistle. So the completion stays to Brian LaChapelle.
Yeah, the little jump pass, kind of old school looking there. The quarterback takes it, just takes the ball. He's going to jump up over the tight end on, it's called a pop pass. Brian LaChapelle, that's a big kid now. He's a sophomore, 6'2", about 197 pounds. Father played on a state championship team. I think was it Ryan LaChapelle or is he Ryan and Brian? I'm getting them mixed up here.
Well, they're two brothers, the Anderson brothers, and then Santilli and LaChapelle, all sons of dads who played on the last state championship team. Ball given off to Santilli, the aforementioned son of the head coach. And the senior gets out to the 45-yard line, so a gain of 4.
And a big reason he got out. You're going to watch Ryan Martin, the right guard, number 55. You want to see a block. Tubbo getting someone on skates right here. He's going to get him rolling down the field. Actually, that's not, that's Nick Ludwig he's blocking. That's a big linebacker. So excellent job. You can drive you guys 7 yards down the field. You're doing a good job.
Pitch to Chernak again. Weaves his way to the outside. Good feet here near midfield, where he's finally swarmed by a sea of gold shirts. Jordan Schwartz the first to meet him. But that toss sweep continues to pay dividends for Forest Park. Still over 14 minutes to play in the ball game.
There's still time, but at 4 yards of carry, you're going to be hard pressed. Joe Chernak doing his best, dipping it in and then getting to the outside. That's what I see good running backs will do, Fred. They'll get to the point. They'll square up on you like they're going to take it north, and then they shift and get back to the perimeter, trying to get the edge. So Joe Chernak getting everything he could out of that last play. But I just don't believe right now 4 yards of pop is going to get it done for the Trojans.
But look at Joe's numbers, 113 yards, averaging over 6 yards a pop. A couple of yards that time on the line surge. Chernak again. So he clearly has been the go-to guy for Forest Park in this football game.
Yeah, really different than we thought we were going to see. We come in, we were told that it was going to be Ludwig, kind of the Ludwig Nyrink show. But Chernak has really stepped up his play, and I guess when you come in, you have to change your tendencies. And that's what both coaches have done here a little bit by utilizing other weapons available to them.
So at the 48 of Climax Scots, Roberts, play action fake, jumping, throwing too high. Had a man over there who was open, or Chappelle, but a little too tall for his wide receiver. Tim Dunham also over there defending.
Good job by Tim Dunham getting on it, as you said, Fred, getting to the quarterback, getting pressure, and that's what you like to see. We haven't called Tim's name too much, but that whole defensive front, with Tim Murray and Tim Dunn, Schremer we've called, Smith we've called, Scram, doing a good job of slowing down this Forest Park offense.
A little more than a minute to play in the third quarter. 3rd down and 8 now for Forest Park. Pitch to Chernak. Has to do it on his own. Does so. Lowered that shoulder well short of the first down. Tyler Langs brought him down. Did well to pick up 4 yards, though.
And with under 1 minute remaining in the third quarter, this is definitely a 4-down territory. Chernak dips in, and then he gets to the edge once again. I like the way this young man can run. Not the biggest of bodies, but he doesn't shy away from contact either when he takes it. When he finishes in the play, he's trying to get his shoulders going downhill. But a big 4th down and 4 play for the Trojans. They really need this one if they want to have a chance of coming back at all.
So 4th down and 4. They need to get to the Climax Scots 40-yard line. Roberts is going to keep it. Rolling out. Wanted to run it first. Now he's closed upon. Stays on his feet. But short of the first down. Climax Scots will take over. Tim Dunham on the stop. The big stop. He got some help from Rustenholtz. And the Panthers take over on down.
And one of the reasons they get him is you're going to watch a tight end. He's going to get knocked off his route. That's La Chapelle. Now, Clay Roberts, quarterback, has no one to throw it to. So he tries turning up the field, and Dunham's going to stop. But watch Rustenholtz finish it. He stones him dead in his tracks. So a good job, good team speed defensively. Nothing Clay Roberts could do on this one.
It turns out to be no gain. And Kevin Lang says, way to go, guys. You can smell it. You can feel it. Now let's kill some clock.
Let's feed him 44 now. That's Nick Ludwig.
From their 44. Langs keeps it. Gets a yard, maybe 2. And the final seconds ticking away here in the third quarter. Climax Scots 12 minutes away from the first football state championship. But Crystal Falls Forest Park knows they can come back. They've done it before. Stay with us.
If you're participating in high school sports because you think it's the beginning of your march to becoming a collegiate then professional athlete, then you need to slow down. Those opportunities only come to a select few. People like Tiger Woods and LeBron James are the one-in-a-million stories. We win if we develop winners. We may very well lose if all we care about is winning.
High school sports, it's about.
What makes Bell Tired people happy?
Easy. Yeah, it's easy for us to make customers happy.
I don't have...
Climax Scots leading after 3 quarters, 27-8
here in the Division 8 finale. Hey, the true colors in the NFL, as we all know here in the Motor City and all over the state of Michigan, are black and blue with a hard-hitting action in the NFC North. To get up to date with the Lions, Packers, Vikings, and Bears on Black and Blue Preview. Host Trevor Thompson tonight at 11, only on FSN Detroit. First quarter carry. And a pickup of a couple of yards. Climax Scots with the football.
Nick Ludwig out of the game right now, Fred. They're giving Brian Scramble a little bit of work at that fullback position. Giving Ludwig a rest, obviously going both ways. Scrambling too. But they divvy up the work a little bit. And Coach Lang said he likes to get Brian in the game. Just, if nothing else, it keeps him stomping on the sidelines because the kid just is on go all the time.
I know the scoreboard says a differential of 19, but it just doesn't feel like Climax Scots is 19 points better than Forest Park, does it?
You know, Joey made a point. He said that turnovers have really been the key. It's given Climax short fields, problems with the kickoff. But Crystal Falls has had success moving the ball with some big plays and great quarterback work by that young man right there.
Look at the feet of Lang. Stays on him. Almost broke another tackle as he's finally brought down inside his only 40-yard line by Pat Peterson.
He is going to give some Division 8 team absolute fits next year. This kid's a junior. He's coming back. He has wonderful feet. Good ball faking there. Nothing. He wants to throw the pop pass. He's able to get away from the first defender. He just never gives up on himself or on the play, Freddie. I think he always feels that he can make something happen. He kind of has that Barry Sanders mentality. If it's three of them and one of me, then it's just about odds are just about even.
They have 8 of their 11 starters in offense coming back
next year. Climax Scots does. So we wouldn't be surprised to see him come back to Pontiac.
Pooch kick.
4th down. Yes, a pooch kick by Nick Ludwig. Back ready for it, though. Is Seth Chernak. And he is met head on. Big time pop by Charles Black, the trombone player.
Chuck Black made the tackle, 77, Chuck Black.
I didn't think Charlie had a chance here in open space. The big fella. You got the Cadillac trying to get the Porsche here, and the caddy wins. I'll tell you what, he talk about getting swallowed up. Seth Chernak. He just got leveled by the big man.
Charles Black's a big one, all right. 290 pounds. He's 5'10". He's only a junior. At the 34-yard line, here comes Forest Park. They almost have to throw now. Roberts looks for the quick hit over the middle. Has a man open. Brad Anderson, his tight end, gets out to the 46-yard line, so a gain of 12.
You called it right, Fred. They're going to have to start throwing it up. The problem is I don't see them being able to throw the ball very far down the field. They're going to be limited to their tight end pop pass, maybe the backs in the flat, because there's too much pressure. They're not pass protecting long enough for Clay Roberts to do anything else but just kind of take a 2-step or 3-step drop and throw the ball.
I mean, Clay on average only threw about 10 times a game this year. This will be his 12th pass. Or handoff. Nyrick keeps it as they keep trying to strip him of the football.
They're also
midfield.
Sorry, Fred. They're also starting to flank them. Crystal Falls by formation. They overloaded to the left that side and just handed it off to Nyrick. You're going to see on the replay. Look at all these bodies out here. And it's a little cross, a little down block. Nyrick gets up into the hole, but they're trying to flank. You know, it works sometimes, but what you want to do as a coach, if you flank a team and really go strong one side, then you want to counter that and get something back weak, getting the defense over-committing to power side.
So 2nd and 5 for Forest Park. It's Chernak. Strung out, though. Rustenholtz the first to get him. No gain.
That's exactly what I was just pointing out. They overload to the left, and they try to get the defense flowing too far. But a good job. Look at Kevin Lang staying home backside. Smart football player. Not going with the load side, not getting deceived by all the play action away from him. Does his responsibility. When 11 people on that defensive side of the ball do what the 11 people are supposed to do, it's tough for the offense to get it done.
So it'll bring up a 3rd and 5 at the 48. Roberts under center. Hands off again. First man through, Scott Santilli. And he picks up the first down. Schremer brought him down.
Number 40, Scott Santilli.
So a gain of 7 for Scott.
Tim Dunham. We'll look at his ankle. Looks like he twisted his ankle on the sidelines. Tim came back in the game. Did a fine job of the defensive line throughout the morning here, helping his team open up a 27-8 lead.
Roberts, 2-step drop, throws over the middle, caught. Seth Chernak fumbled the ball after the play had been whistled dead at the 27-yard line. So a gain of 14.
First down on the play. Crystal Falls.
Once again, this is the little pop pass. Clay Roberts, a little pick action inside. He finds, as Chernak went to the outside, LaChapelle came back to the inside. So good job locating, good deception. Well executed play. What's really hard, Fred, is they only have a couple pass plays. The Panthers realize that, and one of them is a tight end pop, but yet they're still able to execute it.
So 1st and 10 now for Forest Park. Nyrick with it.